Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make these chocolate Biscoff Linzer cookies. It's so simple to make, it looks so pretty, it's perfect for the New Year's. You can make these as gifts or for yourself, and Biscoff and chocolate work so well together, so without further ado, let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is combine all of our dry ingredients in a medium-sized bowl. This includes some all-purpose flour, some unsweetened cocoa powder, some almond flour, baking powder, and salt. It's really important that you use a good quality cocoa powder for this recipe. I highly recommend using Dutch processed cocoa powder. It gives the cookies a deep, rich brown color, and not only that, it intensifies the chocolate flavor so much. And since these are chocolate Linzer cookies, you really want to be able to taste the chocolate. Sift that nicely, and then we're going to use a whisk to give everything a good mix. Set this aside for now, and in a separate large bowl, we're going to combine together our wet ingredients. First, I'm adding in 113 grams of softened unsalted butter and 70 grams of granulated sugar. It's very important that your butter is super soft. This is going to make it really easy to beat together with the sugar. I'm using an electric hand mixer today, but you can use a stand mixer or even just a spatula if you don't have an electric mixer. When it's nice and creamy like this, I'm going to add in 1 large egg that's at room temperature and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Beat that again until it's nice and incorporated, and do remember to wipe the sides of your bowl in between if needed. You could also use margarine instead of butter for this recipe. Of course, it's not the same as using butter, but it definitely works because I have tried it and they turn out amazing. Next, we're going to add in the pre-mixed dry ingredients from the beginning. Start by mixing on low speed, and then you can gradually go to medium speed and then mix until it's incorporated. At one point, it's going to become difficult to use the mixer. You can stop using the mixer, clean the attachments, and then go ahead and use a spatula or even your hands to bring the dough together. As you can see, the dough isn't very sticky, neither is it too dry. It's right in the middle. I can pick it up with my hands and it does not stick to my fingers. What we're going to do now is take out all of this dough onto a large piece of plastic wrap. Even though the dough is not sticky, we have to chill this. This is because if we don't chill it, the butter is going to melt very quickly in the oven, and we're not going to have nice sharp edges on our cookies, which does not look very nice, especially since we need to sandwich these cookies. I'm going to fold the pieces of plastic wrap on top like this, press the cookie dough a little bit with my hands, and then use a rolling pin to just flatten out the cookie dough into a nice square shape. We're going to pop that into the refrigerator for at least 2 hours, and if you want to know how you can make this dough ahead of time, you can check the detailed instructions on my website. The link is available in the description box below. After the dough is chilled, you're going to unwrap it and bring it out onto a well-floured surface. If you chill the dough overnight, it's going to be a little bit hard, so you do want to let that sit around for like 20-25 minutes at room temperature before rolling. Then you're going to go ahead and roll this out into a rectangle that's about 1/8 inch in thickness. You don't want to do thicker than this because we are going to sandwich 2 cookies on top of each other, and if the cookies are too thick, it's not going to look very nice. Now I'm using a 2.5 inch round cookie cutter. I'm going to dip that in some flour, dust off the excess, and then cut out my cookies. You can use a 3-inch cookie cutter as well, but the cookie sandwiches are going to be quite big. Repeat this process until you've cut out as many circles as you can. You don't have to use a smooth round cutter. You could also use the round cutter with the bumpy edges. I forgot what the word for that is, but those also look super adorable. Once you've cut out all of your circles, you can bring the scraps together, re-roll it, and cut out some more circles. I've placed all of the cookie cutouts on a lined tray, and now we're going to cut out the centers for the top cookies. I'm using a 1-inch star cookie cutter. You can use any shape you'd like. You can even use a plain round one if you prefer. You're going to cut out the centers of half of the cookies. These are going to be the top of the cookie sandwich. You want to be very gentle, and I just like to use my other hand to hold down the other part of the cookie so I don't rip anything while pulling the cookie cutter out. I'm chilling this in the refrigerator for around 15 minutes just for good measure because the cookie dough does soften up quite a bit while we're rolling it out. Then you're going to bake 1 tray at a time for around 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. The top cookies that have the cutouts will bake a little bit faster, so do keep your eye on that. Once it's fully baked, you're going to let that cool down completely. Then we're going to dust powdered sugar or cocoa powder on the top cookies. I'm doing both so you can see which one you prefer, or you can also do both just like me. Placing these cookies on a piece of parchment paper makes it super easy to clean up the excess cocoa powder or powdered sugar. Now let's fill the cookies. On the bottom cookies, which have no cutouts, we're going to add a dollop of Biscoff spread. I have microwaved this in the microwave for around 30 seconds until it's nice and runny, and then I put that into a piping bag, but you can definitely just use a spoon because it's still quite messy even with a piping bag. The key here is to work fast. I had no idea until I did this and ruined everything that Biscoff sets very, very quickly. So what I recommend is instead of adding all of the fillings like this, you should go one cookie at a time, add the filling, put the top cookie on, and then move on. After you add the top cookie, I like to shake it a little bit. This makes the Biscoff spread nice and even. And if there's still space after you add the top cookie, you can always fill it in with some more Biscoff spread. And that's it, your chocolate Biscoff Linzer cookies are ready to go. They're cute, adorable, and delicious. Linzer cookies are traditionally inspired by the Austrian Linzer torte, one of the oldest known cakes in the world. Over time, this classic dessert evolved into the sandwich-style Linzer cookies that we know today. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe for more easy and delicious recipes just like this one. Like the video if you've liked it, and comment down below if you tried this recipe or if there's anything else you'd like me to make. As always, thank you so much for watching.